Hello, wonderful smart investors. Welcome to another real estate investment tips from the State Bureau of Property Lab Nigeria. Today we'll be talking about land flipping and land banking. They are very similar, and at the same time, there is a thin difference between the two of them, the business model and how it works. So in this video, we're going to talk about land flipping and land banking at the fullest. So make sure you watch this video to the end, as it promises to be very educative and also to be very entertaining. Before we go, my name is Ahmed Lawal. I'm the lead consultant for Property Lab Nigeria. My job is to ensure you get the best real estate deals that give you huge return on investment. So join me on the other side of the video. Thanks. Welcome. So now let's talk about land banking. Land banking and land flipping, they both have a similar model. They have both similar business model in real estate because they both involve you buying land at a cheaper rate and selling it at an higher price to make profit. That is the definition of the two, land banking and land flipping. They both involved in buying land and selling it at an higher return on investment later, or probably you decide to develop it. Maybe you want to build on it or anything you want to use it for in the nearest future. But the thing is that they are both of return on investment for the nearest future. So that is land banking and land flipping. But there's a major difference. The major difference between land banking and land flipping is that land banking tends to have a longer duration of operation compared to land flipping. Land banking involves you buying land and maybe you want to keep it for years to come. So you will look at when you look at a location that is developing location that have the tendency of being a very maybe a mega city, maybe that the development is going to be very huge in the nearest future, and you quickly get your land in that location when it's still cheaper. So when the development start coming and the people start needing to come to that location, then you now start selling it for them, you know. So you have bought your land at a cheaper rate and you now kept it for a longer time. So let's talk about Ekpe now. Look at Ekpe. Ekpe is a location that the level of development in Ekpe now shows that Ekpe is going to be a very good, it's going to be a mega city. It's going to be a mega place in the nearest future because development in Ibeju Lekki is going to be an industrialized, much of a commercialized and industrialized area. So people would love to be living in a location very close to like that Ekpe and be working in Ibeju Lekki. So people would love to develop and live in Ekpe in the nearest future. So when you now get your property down at this period of time, you quickly buy it against before that time of when people will now be needing to buy land in Ekpe, in location like Ekpe. So you have gotten your land and you kept it for a while. So let's say you are now talking about the next 10 years, you're talking about some years to come, you have done land banking. When you keep that land for a longer period of time, that's what we call land banking. On the other hand, land flipping involves you buying the land and also selling it. But land flipping is of a shorter time. You buy a land today and maybe you now decide to quickly do some development around it. Maybe you buy land in Ekpe, as we're talking now. You buy land in Ekpe, and but when you bought it, there's no drainage, there's no road. So you decide to do road. You do some drainages to the location. You have some development on it. Maybe you fenced it round and just to make it look more attractive. So when you do that and you now start selling it again, you understand? Or you now start selling it, you understand? So when you finish that, you start selling it. Of course, you will be selling it at an higher return on investment. You will be selling it at an higher price than you bought it. So when you do that, you have done land flipping model. So land flipping and land banking, they are both very wonderful business model for both the investor and even the client, because you will both have return on investment on your money. If you buy it cheaper and you sell it later in the nearest future, you have made you have made a huge return on investment. You buy it late, you buy it and you develop it. You have also made a very good return on investment on it. So it's a win-win situation for both the buyer and also the client that purchase into it. So let's talk about advantages you have when you subscribe to land flipping businesses or land banking model. So let's continue. So one of the advantages you get when you subscribe, when you do land banking or land flipping is that number one, there's always a huge return on investment. There's always a huge return on investment when you subscribe, when you do land banking and land flipping, because the price at which you buy it today, when the time comes that you want to sell it, it's always come at an higher price. One of the things that doesn't age, number one of the things that doesn't come down in life is age. Number two, price of property. You will never hear that the price of property now comes cheaper. It will keep increasing. So there's always a huge return on investment when you do land banking and land flipping scheme. When you do that, there's always a high return on investment. Point number two is that there's always a lower maintenance cost. If you buy a parcel of land and you decide to maybe you just fence it around and you leave it like that for a period of time, if it had been a building, you will have said, okay, maybe the security man that will be looking at it, you want to renovate the building, and maybe the roof is the roof is leaking, maybe you want to cut the grass. All these things are maintenance costs, which can be expensive if you had bought a property, maybe you have bought a house or something. But if it is land banking, you can leave it for years. There are many land that people just bought it and left it for years without touching it for a long period of time. And this will just make it easier for them to maintain it. Maintenance cost will be virtually little or no or nothing, because when you buy land and you leave it there, maybe you do fencing around it, you don't need to be bothering yourself. Maybe you just put the security there, or maybe you'll be checking at it once in a while. So that is another advantage you enjoy when you subscribe to, when you do a land banking or land flipping mode. Point number three is that you have saved your money from inflation, recession, or any economic downturn. You have saved your money from it. This is because when you subscribe to land, the land is there for you for a longer period of time. Someone that has some millions of naira in the bank account, maybe you have 20 million naira in your bank account 10 years ago, and you leave it in the bank till today, I'm very sure that your 10 million naira, the interest you'll be collecting from your bank will not amount to anything. And even if you collect it plus the interest they've given you plus your 10 million naira, your value of money, what you can use your 10 million naira to do now, would be reduced because of the level of inflation. But even you have subscribed that 10 million naira with a property some 10 years ago. Imagine a property you bought 10 years ago for 10 million naira in a very good location, in a very good development location. You can imagine what you'll be having now as the value of your property. Even if you get like acres of land that time, now a plot in that acre now could even be as equal as that 10 million naira. Now, this is as a result of what land banking does for you. Land banking, instead of you do your monetary banking inside the bank, and you can as well use the money for land banking, you use it to tie down property. And when the year comes around, you will sell it and make a huge return on investment on it. So another point is that it assists your cash flow. You can, if you have a property like that, and maybe you need to take some, maybe you want to take some loan or something from somewhere. It's a good collateral for you. You know, land banking, you can use it for your collateral, and you use it to get what you want to get, and maybe when you pay the money, you collect your money back. It's a sort of collateral. So that's another advantage you have when you do land banking. Land banking is always a very good one that will give you huge return on investment. So let's talk about the 4 things you need to know before you do your land banking or land flipping model in real estate. These things are what you need to know. You know that these are the things that would enable you to do it in such a way that you are not going to fall into wrong hands in order to make sure you do it in the right way. Number one is that do a thorough research on the location. The location that works best for land banking or land flipping is a location that is developing. A developing location is a very good location for land banking. This is because when you look into the future, that this particular property, this particular location will be of a very good value in the nearest future, you subscribe into it. Some people look at the future that Victoria Island, Lekki will be a very good location, and they subscribe into it at an early time when it was still water area. So people subscribe into it, and now the plot of land in those locations are millions, even if not billions of naira, millions of naira. Now, this is because some people, they have looked into the future and they've taken a very good location. So location matters in real estate. In land banking, location matters. Look at the location that will turn out to give you a very good return on investment. Look at a location that future-wise is going to be a well-developed location. You look at the commercial activities of the location, look at the activities in the location, you know, about the city. These are the things that you look at. Ekpe. Ekpe now is a very good place for land banking. Ekpe, the next 10 years will be a mega city on its own. Look at Ibeju Lekki. Ibeju Lekki now houses property like the Dangote refinery, the Dangote, the cement, and all those things like that. Ibeju Lekki owns those locations. So if commercial activities, industrial activities are going on in Ibeju Lekki, it won't take people anything to be living in Ekpe. So Ekpe will be a very good location for all these businesses that are springing up in Ibeju Lekki. So you subscribing to a location like Ekpe now at an early time is something that will be of benefit in the nearest future. So this is one of the things you need to look into when you're talking about land banking. Location. Location is very key. Number two is that you have to get it from the right source. You look at get the right source. Who is the rightful owner, so that you will not buy it wrong. There are some real estate firms that sell genuine lands that you can approach that, okay, I want to get this parcel of land, and they will help you with it. So you will do, or you speak with your realtor to help you locate a very good property in a very good location that would be beneficial for you. And the person must do a thorough research on the ownership of the property. There's something we call search. You search the property. Is he government reserved area? Is it government? You know, these are the things that one needs to know. What's the title of the land? These are the things that would enable you. These are the things that will make you buy with rest of mind. That the land you have, even if you keep it for the next 20 years, the next 30 years, there's no problem on it. And number three is that do some level of work on the land. Don't just now, before you can buy the land and then just keep it and you go your way. It's still applicable now, but this present day we have, you buy the land, do some work on it, fence it around. If you are planning to use it for an estate, do a gated estate, do a gated the gated entrance. Do something that would just carve it out for you. Maybe you have to maybe you need to process the title again. Process it very well. Maybe you need to do some drainages, do some road network, so that the place will be a very good one for you when you want to start making return on investment on it. Do all these things immediately you get the land, so that it will have been a well-perfected property for you. So there won't be any problem in the nearest future. So anything that comes at that time, you have readily prepared yourself for it. So this is another thing that one needs to do. Immediately you get the land, try and do something on it. So if you are buying land for land flipping, maybe you buy through a particular company. That's why some real estate companies they will do developmental, they will collect money for developmental fee. So that immediately you buy the land, and they'll start the development for you. The development of the road network, the drainages. So this will be there. So the next years that you are coming to come and take the possession of your land, or maybe you want to start building on it, or you want to resell it, it will have been of a higher value to the person that would come and take the possession of it. So the last point is what? It's somehow related to the point number 3. When you want to sell your land, do some branding of it. Brand it so that it will look more standard. It wouldn't be, I bought it like you bought it like bushy. You are now selling it bushy, or maybe no packaging. You package it so that it will attract some high standard of people. So these are the things that one needs to look into. Make sure you package everything very well. Package it fine so that you would have a very good return on investment when you are selling it out, or maybe you are using it for your prospective project. So I hope you understand you learn 1 or 2 things about land banking and land flipping, the advantages of it, and also how you can make it work for you very well. So if you are really interested in securing land banking for your project, for anything, so here at Property Lab Nigeria, our aim is to ensure you get the best real estate deals that will give you return on investment. So if you're thinking of going to land banking, or maybe you want to do a land flipping, you can contact us via our social media handles, or you can contact us via the number showing on the screen, so we can assist you, as we always assist our clients both in Nigeria and diaspora in making wise real estate decisions. So till next time, we give you another real estate tips. So keep investing in real estate. This is the shortest way to make a huge return on investment. Thanks and bye.